everyone, welcome. This is Chala Dincoy, CEO and founder of The Repositioning Expert. We are off and running to another episode of Naked Marketing with my guest, who I have known since March, Rennie Gabriel. Welcome, Rennie.
Thank you, Chala. Oh my gosh, March, it's such a long time. Ha 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 ha.
It seems like it. I mean, I see you everywhere. You're in my world, thank God. And it's been wonderful getting to know you. So I know you, but not everybody knows you. Why don't you tell us who you are, what you do, and who you help?
Sure. So Rennie Gabriel, I live in Los Angeles. I have initials after my name, Chartered Life Underwriter, CLU, Certified Financial Planner, CFP, and the best I think is BFD.
What's that?
A lot of your listeners will know what BFD means and say, no, he can't mean that. And I do. It means big F deal.
Okay, sorry. I thought it was a financial term.
Nope.
Big F deal. Okay.
Yeah, and because it's not important, what credentials I have. What's really important are the results my clients may take. That their results are more important. What programs they've taken, the results they produce. That's what counts.
I love it. I love it. So talk to me about specifically who you help.
Primarily, I work with coaches, authors, corporate trainers, speakers, and contractors, like general contractors, and a lot of people in the real estate industry, because that's where I built my wealth.
Wonderful. So how do your programs work?
Pretty simple. I've got a 9-step roadmap that takes people from wherever they are financially to a place where they have complete financial choice. And I don't talk about financial freedom. I talk about having financial choice. Do you want to work or not work? Do you want to donate your time to charity or your money to charity, or you want to travel? You've got choice to do whatever you want.
Now, I mean, our viewers don't know you as well as I do. So tell everyone about, and I know you probably won't want to, but tell everyone about your philanthropic side.
Oh, I mean, yeah, no, that's really important to me. As a matter of fact, I say for the program, we raise philanthropists. And if people are joining the program and have no desire to make an impact in the world, I really don't want them to join any of our programs.
I don't want them either.
Yeah. So, you get it. We're in alignment. So the charity gets of the work that I do. The charity Shelter to Soldier gets 100% of my profits. And people say, well, wait a second, if you're giving away 100% of your profits, how do you live? Yeah. Well, I don't live on what I earn from my work. I live on the passive income I created.
I love it.
And Shelter to Soldier rescues dogs from environments where they could be euthanized, and then trains them as service animals for soldiers who've come back with PTSD or traumatic brain injuries. And they're committing suicide at the rate of about 22 a day, almost 1 an hour, but not one has gotten his service dog has committed suicide.
Oh, really? Wow.
So this amazing. Charity is saving 2 lives at a time.
My God, that's amazing. So is it I imagine it's a very expensive process to retrain those dogs, right?
Relatively, it takes a year. We're talking about the vet bills and the food and the training and housing, and also housing the vet while he's being trained with the dog that chooses him or her. And it's about $15,000 per service animal.
It sounds amazing. Did you create this, or it was
No, it was founded by Graham Bloom and his wife, Kyrie. They're down in San Diego, and they've been doing it probably for about 7 or 8 years now. I'm one of their major donors, and he saw the kind of connection that dogs and soldiers have. And he's been in the dog training business for years. And he said, I've got to do this. This could save lives. And it does.
It's amazing. Yeah. One of my friends here in Canada, in Toronto, is doing it, but for autistic children. And what they do is they donate the dog and $60,000, which what they've calculated is the lifetime care value. So because the parents can't afford, you know, so then they give $60,000 plus the trained dog as a service dog for autistic children, and
Oh,
they thrive. It's just amazing. But
oh, they do.
she said it takes like, I don't know if she said $100,000 to train them. Like it takes a very long time and a lot of money to train them. So it's few and far between, and they're always looking for donors. So that's
Yeah.
amazing. Were
Yeah.
you, sorry, go
Um,
ahead.
I was going to say the 100,000 is probably the lifetime investment in the dog, not just the training, because service dogs can be trained for 15 to $25,000 to do all sorts of things that are amazing. And I've seen it with children who have various issues that they end up blossoming. They go from not speaking to speaking. It's just amazing what the connection to the dog creates.
Yes, it's amazing. Were you a soldier?
I was in the Navy, the Naval Reserve during Vietnam. So I had it really lucky from the standpoint of sitting on a ship to have meals and taking showers, you know, and then I had friends who crawled through rice paddies in Vietnam. It's a different world for me.
No kidding. And so you never saw action. How lucky are you?
Yeah, exactly. Honorable discharge and didn't have to kill anyone and didn't have to suffer the way the veterans
Yeah.
suffer who come back now.
And look at you helping them now. Isn't
Yeah.
that,
Yeah, it's
isn't
I
that
had it so lucky and it's my honor to support them.
Well, it's my honor to give you the exposure into my little world to get you some help, and hopefully it'll strike some conversation, you know, around some circles who actually watch this. So let's talk a little bit about marketing. After all, this is a marketing show. And,
Yeah.
you know, the name of the show is called Naked Marketing because we're getting, you know, vulnerable, and we're just opening our, you know, our mistakes to
Yep.
everyone who's watching. So I know that you have like a storied, very, very successful career behind you and still going. Tell us your biggest marketing mistake.
Well, before I do that, I've also had failures along the way, as any serial entrepreneur would. You know, there are things that you try out that are failures. As an
Mhm.
example, in the online space, I'd taken programs and spent literally $400,000 in terms of my education to learn about copywriting and funnels and proper email sequences and nurturing and on and on and on and on. And there were programs that were a waste of money because they were not a fit either for me or for what I was trying to accomplish.
You know, that's happened to me too. And in fact, it happened to me after the pandemic. Some of the programs that I invested in, very similar to what you're talking about, the funnels, the online stuff, it didn't work. And I spent what little money I didn't have. But I learned from what I could and put my spin on it. And now I'm now able to afford, you know, to make a living now and coming back to where I was when I was just doing in-person speaking. Why do you think that is, that these funnels are not working for us?
It has to do with how we connect with people. As an example, I'm not interested in having tens of thousands of people buying my product who I have no knowledge of that they even exist. Um, it's creating the relationship with people, and that's what's satisfying. And without that, the numbers alone don't work for me.
Right. Yeah, I understand. And maybe it's vice versa, like the numbers or that the level of passive income or that level of passive relationship doesn't work for them to be able to hire me
Yeah.
because all my services are not cheap. I'm not selling $2.99. Like it's not, yeah, it just never worked for me either. So that's really interesting. So was that your marketing mistake? Is that what we're gonna?
That was one of them. I mean, I was thinking about years and years ago when I had an art gallery that failed, by the way. This was 1982. And one of the things I was doing is I was going around to the various office buildings and providing flyers that my gallery is open and it's local and you could be decorating your office. And in 1982, the businesses were more concerned about paying their phone bill than
Yeah,
putting art up on the wall.
yeah.
And it was a horrible time economically. And, you know, the business completely went under.
Oh, how many businesses have you had, Rennie?
A lot.
Ah, were you like
I,
born that way?
I've had a book publishing company. I had a pension administration company. I had the art galleries. I did business coaching for accounting and financial planning firms. I did art therapy for people in board and care facilities. I lose track. Since my 20s, I've been self-employed other than 3 months.
That's unbelievable. And what happened in the 3 months?
I was the director of pensions for an insurance company,
Mhm.
and then they merged with another company and cleared off everyone who's on the fourth floor.
You just weren't meant to be an employee.
No, no,
Oh,
thank goodness, because
yeah,
if it lasted too long, I could have been unable to work on my own again.
sure. Yeah. Then because they enable you, it's called the golden handcuffs, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow. And me on the opposite, 18 years I worked for these giant corporations like Pepsi, Pizza Hut, Frito-Lay. And then I was like, I was so scared to leave Rennie. I was so scared, so scared. And then finally I left and I didn't sleep for months because I was like, how am I going to make a living? How am I going to make a living? And then of course I hired coaches and, all
Yeah.
that. And the rest is history. I'd never look back. Even during the pandemic, I said, like, I would rather die than work for someone else. Like, I would prostitute myself, but that's still working for yourself.
That's correct. It is.
I wouldn't work for someone else if that was going to happen. But
It's funny. I say this to people and they don't understand it who have a job. I say, I'm too insecure to have a job. And they'll say, that doesn't make any sense. What are you talking about? I said, I am not willing to have 100% of my income come
yeah.
from one source. And if they change their mind, I still have 100% of my expenses and no income.
Oh my God. It's so true. So you've had so many businesses. What is the one big advice that you'd give around marketing to people?
It almost doesn't matter if it's marketing or any facet of the business. It's a team sport.
Mhm.
And I say wealth creation is a team sport, not a solo sport. And the reason for that is it's a waste of time for one person to try and have all the skills that are necessary. As an example, with the real estate portfolio I have, I started from broke at age 50 after 2 divorces and that business failure.
Wow.
And my third wife had a realtor friend who came and said, Rennie, you should buy this triplex. It's a great deal. And I've got like $18,000 I saved and it took 3 years. And that doesn't buy anything in Los Angeles. So my wife said, well, I'll chip in 18,000. And the realtor said, you know what? This is so good. I'll chip in 36,000 and the 3 of us will be partners. And
Oh,
we went from that first 3-unit purchase
yeah.
to 50 units we owned and managed in 5 years.
That's because the real estate market just kept going up.
The real estate market went up. We rehabbed the properties. We borrowed back money. We used that to buy more properties and grew from the 3 to the 50 in the 5 years by, well, one of the things I say for wealthy people, business owners, you can borrow money to create wealth.
Mhm. Mhm.
And that's what we did.
Well, that's amazing. And that's the kind of thing you're teaching.
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, that's wonderful. And so when you say it's a team sport, that means get someone else who knows what the hell they're talking about. Is that what you
Absolutely right. Absolutely. Yeah,
got
because
it?
yeah, I mean, I've got a virtual assistant. She understands,
Yeah.
the internet stuff,
Mm,
and I don't want to learn it any more than I want to learn how to fix my own car.
yeah,
I'm going to drive the car. I'm not going to fix it.
I totally agree. Now, how are you marketing for the business that you have now, the marketing or the
I'm
coaching?
using podcasts. Being interviewed on your show is an example. I have my own podcast, and interviewing guests who could potentially become clients is another way of marketing. So that's primarily what I'm doing now. I've got my emails that go out to my list, and I've got podcasts I'm either a guest on or I'm hosting.
Wonderful. And do you have a team that helps you get them?
It's my virtual assistant,
Gotcha.
and it's the networking that I do that finds the guests and finds the opportunities.
Very nice. Very nice. Now, are you speaking at all yet?
No, not yet. I am just, going to start rebuilding that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, me too, because now slowly it's starting to open up again. I mean, Canada just opened everything, but now everyone's expecting a fourth variant, apparently, or the
Yep.
wave with a variant. So I was just so excited to be coming to the US, and I'm like looking for events to speak at now, like actively having my team work on, and it's so exciting. And I'm just gonna stay optimistic.
Yeah. Well, as an example, having a concern about things opening up or not and staying open, Los Angeles, as of Saturday night at midnight, went back to everyone needs to wear a mask indoors
Why?
because of the Delta variant and the
Uh,
fact that the caseload and the illnesses and the people contracting the virus has quadrupled in the last month.
are they, and they're all, and I've heard that you can be vaccinated and still.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if someone's vaccinated and they catch it, it's not going to be as bad as they're not going to go to the hospital. So the vaccinations make a big difference. And the honor system they feel was not working.
Oh, you mean like,
In other words, you
hey,
don't have to wear a mask if you're vaccinated.
right? Oh,
Well, no one was
wear
saying,
one.
show your proof that you're vaccinated. No, the honor system
Yeah.
wasn't working. And so now they want everyone to wear a mask indoors.
Do you have to prove that you're vaccinated?
No, just wear a mask instead.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Well, I just came from the gym and they want us to wear a mask between walking from one machine to the other. But I'm like panting while,
Yeah,
it's not.
yeah. You're on the stair stepping machine and you're whatever.
I'm
Yeah.
about to pass out. But anyway, back to marketing. I am so glad that you came and you were such a wonderful guest. Now tell us how we can reach you.
Simple. Well, my book is called Wealth on Any Income. My website is Wealth on Any Income. My podcast is Wealth on Any Income. And if they go to the website and they put /TEDx, they can actually get the 9-step roadmap to complete financial choice.
Great. Do you have a TEDx? Is that what?
Yes. And I have a TED, and they can hear my TEDx talk where I talk about how we've been programmed to think it's better to be poor than wealthy. And the roadmap is the cure.
Very nice. I love it. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna get my 12-year-old to listen to it.
Oh, great. He'll enjoy it. He won't look at the fairy tale Jack and the Beanstalk the same way ever again.
Oh, good. That's great. Thank you, Rennie. Thanks for being an amazing guest.
Thank you, Chala.